Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Smith, principal here at Staley High School. Thank you for taking the time to view our 11th annual Senior Honors Program. We are excited to recognize our seniors for their accomplishments and achievements over the last 4 years. Throughout their 4 years, these seniors have demonstrated excellence inside the classroom and beyond. We consistently remind our students of the qualities we want our graduates to possess, characteristics like being a lifelong learner, effective communicator, compassionate, problem solver, and grit. It is our goal that our graduates leave having developed these characteristics as well as the persistence to work until the objective is achieved. I can tell you that our seniors here at Staley High School this year have achieved this goal. It is important to our school community that we celebrate our seniors and their individual and collective gifts and accomplishments. And we recognize our seniors for their commitment to soar through service, ownership, achievement, and respect. There are a few people I'd like to recognize for their efforts to make this program a special one for our students and family, and for all they do each day to help our students achieve their goal. First, thank you to Assistant Principal Mr. Kevin Cooey and our administrative team. To our counselors, Mr. James McNeely, Jennifer Grossman, Mallory Parra, and Kevin McAdam. Thank you for all the work you've done with our seniors. Next, thank you to our administrative assistants, Ms. Dina Carroll and Ms. Kelly Lewis, specifically for all of your work planning and preparing for this program. And to our entire faculty and staff, thank you for your commitment to our Falcons. Lastly, to our parents, guardians, family, and friends of our seniors. It truly takes a village, and if not for all of your efforts, this group of amazingly talented seniors wouldn't have achieved all that they have. Our student speakers selected to give a message to our seniors tonight are Josephine Cooley, Amber Galani, Cecilia Pock, and Grace Siegfried. All 4 students demonstrate daily our Staley core values and have excelled during their 4 years here at Staley High School.
Good evening, my name is Josie Cooley, and I first would like to thank everyone for being here. I didn't think this day would ever come, not for the same reason as last year's graduating class. They had senioritis and we had quarantine. Fortunately, we are gathered here today to celebrate the end of our time at Staley High School. An end that came sooner than expected. I've thought a lot about what I would want to say if I got chosen. How do you adequately commemorate the class of 2020? So here goes nothing. The thing that came to mind was a quote from someone I admire very much. Every experience, good or bad, you have to learn from. Patrick Mahomes. Every senior in the world experienced an abrupt end of their senior year. Nothing I'm feeling is foreign to any of my peers sitting in front of me today. The shock of a literal pandemic occurring, a little bit of relief despite the circumstances we are done with high school, anticipation to get out of your bedroom and move into a smaller, slightly older dorm room, and of course the sadness of never getting to hear the bus horn at the beginning of Falcon time that we all know and love. We lost the last quarter of our senior year, and although that may not seem like a lot of time, it held a lot of important memories. No one was mentally prepared enough to never see their school friends, hear their teacher's lecture, or walk all 4 miles from the back of the parking lot to get into the building. We thought we had time to say our goodbyes and soak in every last memory of Staley High School. Unfortunately, there is no one to blame, no time machine to go back and make up the time we lost. But if someone was going to invent one, it would be someone from our class. During my time at Staley, I met some of the smartest, driven, and most talented people, and I'm not talking about just my peers. The teachers and staff at Staley truly care about their Falcon family. Especially throughout this e-learning, my teachers made sure my mental health was their #1 priority. I hope when you look back at your time in high school, you don't dwell on just senior year. Although this year held many amazing firsts, senior sunset, MASC districts, and a great basketball season, high school is 4 years of memories. 4 homecomings and winter informals, 4 first days of schools and 4 fall pep rallies. We had 3 school plays, Emerald Cities, and art shows, and most importantly, 4 years of mashed potato bowl day. Remember the friends you had every single core class with freshman year, state football sophomore year, and that really funny video of that girl wiping out an assassin her junior year. Look back and reminisce on the good times and learn from the bad. Because if there isn't anything this pandemic hasn't taught us, it's that nothing is guaranteed. There are moments when life seems completely unfair, when everything is out of your control. In the future, I hope you look back and remember every late night in the student section, all the time you spent backstage, even all the extra hours you spent finishing a project or study session. Remember every bit of high school that made it cliche and every rare moment that made it special. Without a doubt in my mind, the class of 2020 has bright futures ahead of them. I'm proud to call myself a Falcon, and I wish you all the best of luck in your futures to come. Thank you.
Here we are, Staley class of 2020. We thought this day wouldn't come, but it did, just in a different way. To begin, I want to express my gratitude to my fellow graduates, the family and friends who have been with us through thick and thin, and especially our teachers and administration who have never stopped believing in us and our potential. As Drake once said, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." Well, our senior year definitely got cut short, but did we have a good time? Absolutely. When we look back at our time at Staley, we see our first day of school, our first homecoming, our first football game, our first prom, but we also see our first F, our first mental breakdown, the banning of Netflix, and then eventually just figuring out that we can use our hotspot to watch Netflix. Wow, we're so innovative. If we look deeper at our time, though, we see all of our accomplishments, like students starting their own businesses, debate champions, football stars, artists and photographers, and the list goes on. When I think of our class, I see future doctors, engineers, lawyers, screenwriters, journalists, teachers, painters, and maybe even future presidents. The possibilities are endless. So yes, they say the world is in our hands, and they say the class of 2020 has the most perfect vision, right? No. Our vision did get fogged along the way, and we couldn't do anything. We walked out of high school on March 13th and now live through a global pandemic, COVID-19. This is a sad truth, my dear friends, but know that whatever you do and wherever you go in this next chapter of your life, mistakes will happen and failures cannot be avoided. So the message I want to express to you today is that the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people isn't intelligence, opportunity, or resources. Your ACT score isn't your lifeline. It's the belief that you can make your own goals happen. We all deal with vulnerability and uncertainty. Some of us trust that if we move forward anyways, then we will figure it out, but sadly, that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to take a few steps back in order to step forward again. We live in a society where there is a constant hustle culture, a go, go, go mentality. People are going to insult you, criticize you, and judge you regardless of the things that you have and have no control over. Do not, and I repeat, do not get caught up in a culture that puts you down and makes you feel awful. Allow yourself to make your own decisions, regardless if they are good or bad, because it will allow you to learn lessons and learn new things and have a better perspective of life. Class of 2020, we have to acknowledge that we will make many more mistakes, and that is okay. It is your life. So follow your passions and don't look back. When Drake said, "We started from the bottom and now we're here," it always makes me stop and think. In all honesty, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor. It doesn't matter if you pull up to our high school reunion one day in a Lambo or in a Toyota. Started from the bottom is for everybody because we all started from the bottom. We have to start from the bottom with maturity, with understanding of the world, with morals, with ethics. And so each of us had to start from the bottom, and now we're here. And I honestly congratulate you for that. And I want you guys to remember that life in general is not about money and fame. It is not about how many digits your paycheck will have. It is about not caring what society or people will say or think. It is about living up to your fullest potential and being the best version of yourself that you can be regardless of the circumstances in the world. You need to realize that success lies in you and your hands only. So good luck, class of 2020. You will do amazing. Thank you.
While I wish I was standing before you today, I'm not. The class of 2020 is unable to get the traditional graduation experience or the normal last few weeks of school. Like the rest of the world, things have changed and life looks different. While our time at Staley was cut short, and the experiences we had were limited, all people have had to make sacrifices. Yes, losing the last few weeks of our high school career was sad and disappointing. However, we are lucky enough to be in a time of our lives where a structured community has already been solidified. That truly is the glory of high school, and why so many people look back at this time of their lives with longing. High school is one of the last moments one has a built-in support system, where hundreds of people's jobs are to encourage you to try when you fail, and then without question, help you up again. In high school, life is centered around growth and learning. People do not expect excellence, instead expect effort. In this environment, the class of 2020 was able to excel and accomplish. Together, we were able to generate a buzz, leading to an exciting and inviting energy that surrounded Staley. This environment was created long before us, and together we were able to enhance it, therefore enhancing Staley as a whole. And while the class of 2020 did not have a perfect ending that could be tied up neatly with a bow, I will always remember the smiling faces that greeted you while walking down the halls, the explosive energy on the sidelines of games, and the feeling of unity the student section brought. I will remember the accomplished feeling walking up the Great Hall stairs without tripping gave you, and the slightly dysfunctional assemblies. I remember all of the dances, teachers, students, papers, concerts, labs, and most importantly, people that created a lasting legacy. Our ending doesn't change the impact we have left. Staley's class of 2020 is full of sectional, regional, and state champs. We have some exceptional performers who have put on amazing plays and concerts that touched all of our hearts. Our class has founded events like Senior Sunset and hosted MASC, and everyone in the class of 2020 has the ability to make a positive impact leaving high school. And I am proud to be part of Staley's class of 2020. And yes, I'm sad I'm speaking into a camera right now. And yes, I am sad I wasn't able to walk through the halls with my friends and didn't know that was the last time. But I am proud that during this time of uncertainty, we have a community of friends, family, and a support system here to push us to the next portion of our lives. While I do hope this is the last time in our lives we face distress, that hope would be false. Life is full of ups and downs, pitfalls and traps, without any reason or control. But looking at this class, I know we will be able to overcome, not only pulling ourselves up from the destruction life brings us, but pulling others with us. Because at Staley, we have learned the importance of willpower and strength. We have learned the beauty of encouragement, and we have learned how to build a community. Thank you very much for the past 4 years, and congrats to you all. And if this time has taught us anything at all, live your life to the fullest. Thank you.
March 13th was the last day the class of 2020 walked the halls of Staley High School as students. 66 days till graduation day. 66 days full of games, competitions, senior nights, prom, and countless other memories that we'll never make. All of that disappearing from us in the blink of an eye. Most of us have been waiting for those moments since our freshman year. We were excited for the special moments that came with being a senior. All the events honoring our accomplishments, as well as that final walk across stage after working tirelessly for 4 years and moving on to the next part of our lives. Dreams to never be materialized. Most of us have been in a situation where you think something's going to work out one way and it works out quite the opposite. I think it's pretty similar to how high school seniors are feeling across the country. And for us specifically, 377 friends, all navigating these uncharted waters. It's almost like a haze is clouding the good memories and accomplishments you've achieved the past 4 years, as well as the bright future you have planned before you. Our class changed the culture of Staley. As freshmen, most of us just wanted to fit in and be accepted by the upperclassmen. Throughout our next few years at Staley, our class created these bonds with our peers. We created friendships outside the class. We gave Falcon family a new meaning. We wanted to include and accept everyone. We changed people's lives, younger and older. Our Falcon family has influenced how we support each other at Staley High School. We expressed this through state send-offs, banners expressing well wishes to our sports teams, and especially coming together in face of tragedy. We showed out to games and performances. If we weren't able to make it, you definitely felt the love with text messages and social media posts. We pushed each other to the next level. But at the end of the day, we embraced everyone with love and acceptance, as that is what everyone deserves. And these bonds will never be broken, no matter the outcome. Your Falcon family was there for you when you needed someone to lean on. We must remember, it is easy to focus on the bad in the midst of a crisis, but we can't let this overshadow the good parts. Just because some things haven't worked out doesn't mean the good things don't matter anymore. Stephanie Meyer once said, "But without dark, we'd never see the stars." That rings especially true to people everywhere. It is easy to take the disappointment and focus on the negative, but take it as a step into growing into the future. The future you've been building for yourself for the past 4 years. Although in life you aren't promised anything, savor every moment as it comes. Take that step back. Breathe. Look at your surroundings. Think about who's with you and who will continue to be with you. Because our class knows everything can change in the blink of an eye.
you.